Hi everyone, welcome to the Furiously Curious Kids channel. I am Preeti and we are going to look at another 8 letters in the alphabet. A huge shout out to everyone who has taken the time to look at my videos and to subscribe. And to all of you out there who are still thinking, wondering whether you need to give me your precious time, please do watch my videos, and if you like them, share them and subscribe to my channel. It would be a huge encouragement. Now, in the last module, we had started looking at the letters in the alphabet and their sounds. Why do we start there? Is this a channel for children below 6 years of age? No. We start with the sounds of the letters in the alphabet because that is where everything starts. We need to start from the base so that small children who are just beginning to read and to write benefit. Big children who have already started reading and writing also benefit if they haven't learnt the sounds of the letters, and the adults who want another chance to really understand the language and to help their children and to learn how to read and talk English in the proper manner will also benefit. So, the Furiously Curious Kids channel and me here are with you to help you understand the sounds of the letters and thereby help you with reading and writing beautiful English. So now, last class or module, we looked at the standing men. Oh, and there. These classifications that I have given to the letters in the alphabet are mine alone. They may not be very scientific, but they are very practical. Now, why have I classified them into the standing men, sitting men, the camouflage men, or the chameleon men, or the acrobats and the vowel men? I have classified them into 5 groups according to characteristic features of the letters so that little children who are beginning to read and write can understand them and can remember them without learning by heart. Okay? This classification is going to help you and your child later on when we have a lot of letters and a lot of sounds to think about and to use in words. Now, a recap on the standing men or the stick men that we looked at in the last class. Why did we call them the standing men? Because these men or these letters in the alphabet always stand in the 4 line. They stand tall and firm always within the first 3 lines of the 4 line. They do not go down to the 4th line even when they become small letters. So, standing men, firm and tall, do not change their sounds at all in any word. They stay the same throughout. Whatever word, their sounds remain the same. Let's have a quick recap of the standing men. What I have done here is, and what you can do if you are working with your child, if you have started watching my videos and if you've started working with your child, you can make standing men like this. I have used a toothpick and I have written the letter on a piece of paper and I have inserted them into a toothpick and I have made them stand up like this. So the child can remember that the standing men always stand tall. What is the sound of this letter? B, b, b. Another standing man. What is the sound of this one? T, 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 t. Another standing man. Another standing man. D, 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 d. Another one. Another one. K, k, k. one. So these were the standing men we saw last class. So if you have started working with the children, make the standing men on sticks, and with that you can get them to remember, and when they start writing, when you start writing with the children, get them to write on the first 3 lines, the capital and the small. You can insert them into some clay or some mud, and you can always show them saying, these are the standing men. Their sounds do not change. Their shapes do not go down from the first 3 lines, and their shapes always will have a stick in them. Okay, so the standing men, 7 of them. And now we are going to move on to the next category in the letters of the alphabet. My category. We saw the standing men. Now we are going to look at the sitting men. Those men who like to sit in the middle lines of the alphabet 4-line book. The sitting men will retain their sound throughout in all words. They do not change their sounds at all, but they do not like to stand. They like to sit down because they are quite fat and plump and happy people. They like to sit down, and they sit within the center 2 lines. In the middle lines of the 4-line, they sit down. We have 8 sitting men. Now have a look at the sitting men. M. You know the letter M. M for mat. M for man. M for munch. M for monkey. M for mummy. M for What is the sound of the letter M? Very simple. Mummy, mama. The letter of M is M never changes the sound anywhere. It is a constant. It will always say N. N. N for neck. N for nail. N for nuts. N for nest. N for What is the sound of N? Easy way to teach your child the sound of N would be, get him or her to take her forefinger, close one nostril and say N. N has got a nasal sound. So the sound of N is N. Next one, R. R. R for run, R for robber, R for robo, R for red, R for R for S. Snake, sun, star, sandwich, soap. S will say, these are all very simple to learn the sounds. Okay, these letters are very simple letters. They are, constants. They do not change the sounds. You just have to think of the words with that sound, and whatever the first syllable that you make, star, sun, 6. So S is S. Now the next one. V. Now this here is a tricky one. You need to be careful when you teach your child the sound of V. V for van. V for vulture. V for volcano. V for violet. V for vase. V for van. V for Now the trick to remember the sound of V would be, your upper teeth should touch your lower lip when you say the sound of V. Okay? And as you make the sound of V, there should be a vibration on your lower lip. So this is a very easy way and a fun way for children to make the sound of V. So their lower lip should be vibrating and the sound of V is okay. Now W. W is a very wicked sounding letter. It is not easy to make the sound of W, and small children and us also, we always confuse and interchange the sounds of V and W. W will never, close your mouth. You should never close your mouth when you say the sound of W. W sound will always have your mouth opening up like in the O shape. Water, well, watch, wall. W says w, 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 w. Sound of V is v. Sound of W is w, w, w. Easy one. Fox, box, X-ray. Not many words are there for X. So the sound is box. Kiss, 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 kiss. Zebra, zoo, zip, xylophone. No, not xylophone. Zoo, zebra, zip. So the sound of Z is Z. Now, this can be a little confusing. You can confuse the sound of S and Z. S says soft hissing sound, like a snake hissing, soft sound. And Z is like a bee buzzing. So now we know the sounds of the sitting men in the English alphabet. 7 standing men and 8 sitting men in the English alphabet. How can you teach? Now, see, how do I want you to work with your child is the first modules, the 4 or 5 first modules, I will give the parents a tutorial of the sounds of the letters in the alphabet so that you can sit down with your child. Your child may be 10 years old, 12 years old, it is fine. Learning the sounds of the letters, those kids who do not know, is always going to be a positive for them because then they will learn how to pronounce the words easily. If you check the, net, you will find that most of the people, the most number of searches, the volume of searches for spoken English classes, how I learned English, how fast I can learn English, what are the ways in which you can say the words. These are the topics that are most commonly searched for. Learn English right when you are a child and you will not have to do that. There is no need for you to go to a fancy school to learn proper English. You can learn English from the basics with tutorials like this where they start with the sounds of the letters, and from the sounds we will take it up to the words and then the sight words and then simple sentences, and then we will go on to reading and comprehension and learning English the proper way. So we saw the standing men. You know the sounds of the standing men. Now we did the sitting men also. Difference between the standing men and the sitting men are standing men always are tall. They stay within the first 3 lines. And the sitting men are short and they stay within the middle lines in the 4 line. Now a recap on the sitting men. How can you make the sitting men? On the same kind of circular paper, I have written the sitting men and I have attached the toothpick like this. Okay? Standing man had a toothpick which was standing, and a sitting man's toothpick will be like a chair. Fine? So what is the sound of this sitting man? What is the sound of this sitting man? Let me just take, okay? You can make the men like this. V, v, o, kiss, kiss. Zzz. So two things to be very careful about is the sound of S and Z. S will say S and Z will say Z. Sounds of V and W. V has the sound V and W has the sound W. W. Now a quick recap of both the standing men and the sitting men. B, D, D, K, K, L, T, T. And the sitting men that we saw today. Easy ones. Mm, mm, r, s, w, 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 kiss. Zzz. So now you know the standing men and the sitting men total. 7 plus 8 letters in the alphabet we have completed. Now how am I going to give this to you as tutorials for the parents, and the parents can watch this and you can start working with your child. Every maybe twice a week I will post so that you get enough time to work with your child. Okay, you can get them to write and you can get them the sounds also. Leave the names of the letters out. Don't say A will say A, B will say B. Don't say that. Just standing men, sitting men and the sounds, and you can get them to write in the 4 line. Standing men on the first 3 lines, sitting men in the middle line. And once we have completed all the letters in the alphabet, I will make an exciting, a very graphic class of all the letters in the digital format so that your child can see and enjoy and revise and reinforce. So till then, you work with your child. Let us do this together. You do not need to, don't worry that your school is not functioning. You cannot send the school, you cannot send your child to the school of your choice because you don't have a school that that focuses upon the phonics near your house. Don't worry, we will do it together. Subscribe to the channel, pass the link, pass the channel to all your friends and family, and together, and anything more you want me to do, you can always inbox me. I shall start working on that as well. But all of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, share, and until I catch you in the next class, bye-bye, have fun,